Hello, I'm Chris Menard. In this personal finance video, I'm going to show you how to calculate your self-employment tax. Approximately 50% of people in the United States that have a regular job also have a side gig. So this would include those people and anyone that's just self-employed anyway. And just to be clear, if you're self-employed, you not only have to pay self-employment tax, you also have to pay a second tax, which is your income tax. I'm only covering the self-employment today. I'm going to run through these 7 questions, so there's going to be chapters down below. So here you go. If you want to calculate quickly how much self-employment tax you have to pay, I'm going to do it right here. Let's say that your net profit for the year is $20,000. And then I'm going to walk you through this. Just simply take your net profit and multiply it times 0.1413. That would be your self-employment tax for the year right there, $28.26. So now let's look at how I calculated this. So a couple forms you need to know about. You don't have to fill them out. Get a CPA, use tax software. But I just want to cover on a high level these forms. We have what's called a Schedule C if you're self-employed. Here is your Schedule C, profit or loss from a business, and notice underneath it says sole proprietorship. This is if you're self-employed. Your income is in Part 1 here, your gross receipts. Let's say that you are self-employed, you're going to get probably what's called a 1099. Used to be a 1099 miscellaneous, MISC. Now you're going to get what's called a new form, a 1099 NEC. And NEC stands for non-employment income. This is for independent contractors. So you'll get one of those at the end of the tax year. Usually in January you get sent this form. If you don't get that form and you did get checks for doing work, you still have to report it. Maybe the form got lost in the mail. So anyway, you'll fill in your high level, you'll fill in your gross receipts here in box 1. Box 2 has all your deductions if you're self-employed. Here's a long list of them, starting at number 8 for advertising, running through number 25 for utilities. I'm not going to sit here and read these to you. Box 26 is wages, but notice box 27, other expenses. I'm going to jump there because I usually have stuff in here. This may be your cell phone, internet, other type of stuff. You total up box 48, and you go and plug it in over here in box number 27. I'm making this up. Let's say that this all together, all these expenses in this expense area equals $5,000. The $5,000 from the $26,000 would leave you with $21,000. $5,000, $21,000. And then starting in box 30 is going to be your home office. Keep this simple. That's $1,000. So that ends up showing you in box 31 your net profit or loss. 26 minus 5 is 21, minus 1,000, 20,000. So that we just calculated using Schedule C, our net profit, we came up with $20,000. Notice it goes over on Schedule SE. SE stands for self-employment. So now I'm over on this form. Box 2, net profit or loss from Schedule C. I think we said 20,000, I hope, because that's what I'm going with. I'm not going to sit here and fill out everything in here. Here's one of the questions I'm going to answer in just a second. You take that 20,000 and you multiply it times 0.9235. I'm going to discuss why it's 0.9235 in a second. So instead of sitting here and working off of this, your self-employment tax will end up being in box number 12. I'm going to pull up Microsoft Excel. 26,000 was our gross from Schedule C. We had $5,000 in deductions. And our home office, we took 1,000, 20,000, it pops over here. Schedule SE, you take that number and you multiply it times 0.2935. And then here's a couple other percentages you should know about, 12.4 and 2.9. Where do these come from? Back over here. If you are a regular employee at a company, grab your last pay stub. You're going to see Social Security taxes. You're also going to see Medicare. Social Security is 6.2. Medicare is 1.45. Add those up, that is 7.65. What you don't recognize on there is your employer is matching that. And it even says right here, your employer is 6.2, 1.45. So back on our Schedule C, we've got this 20,000. We're going to multiply it times 0.9235, which I'll explain in a second. And then we get down here to box number 10 and box number 11. There's the 12.4, there's 2.9. Back to Excel in case you're wondering, here we go. So there is my Social Security, 12.4 that I've got to pay. And then again, so it's equals this plus this, 2826, 2826. That is what I would owe in self-employment taxes. In case you're wondering, why is it 12.4? Because when you get your pay stub and you're working for a company, they're taking out that 6.2, and the employer's also paying it. So that is going to be the 12.4, because you're not only the employee when you're self-employed, you're the employer. And the same thing applies for Medicare, the 1.45 times 2. So you don't see the company's portion on your paycheck stub, but they do have to pay that. But when they do their taxes, the company you work for, they get to deduct their portion, not your portion, they get to deduct their portion. So 0.062 and 1.45, you add those up, you get 7.65. So to be fair, since the company gets to deduct it, and now you're self-employed, 1 minus 0.765 is this 92.35%. So that was your net profit there from Schedule C, and then you multiplied it times 0.9235, just like a company would that gets to deduct it. So that's a nice little benefit you get. It's not much, but hey, every bit helps. So there you go with figuring out your self-employment taxes. I'm not covering it today, but we got self-employment. We also have our income tax. How do you pay them? You pay them quarterly. I'm going to show that in another video, and trust me, it's actually really simple if you just do it online. If you have any questions about self-employment taxes, let me know. I am running through my list here. You pay them quarterly. That was the last question. I'm running through my list here. We covered it all, but any comments or questions down below, let me know, and I'll cover how to pay them along with your income tax in another video. Have a great day. Thank you.